Although I'm not an expert in the area of STEAM, I try to approach this project by thinking about what I am doing currently in my field and how I could use STEAM to help push my work a little further along. And in this case, I am working on a team that's emphasizing social justice awareness with students in my school. I think the audience is generally broad when looking at social justice. I think it can definitely be used in the upper elementary all the way to adult learner audience. I decided to use backwards planning to think about how I could implement this idea, and essentially I would want my participants to develop an understanding of their role in social justice. I know that students should be facing a problem that they need to solve in terms of the STEAM portion of this. So I made the problem a bit general here, but I'll get a little deeper into it as I go on. So the problem that they're thinking about is how can a marginalized group be supported when faced with social injustice? Some of the marginalized groups are listed here, just to name a few, possibly the homeless, persons living in poverty, racial or cultural minorities, persons of below average intelligence, even felons could be listed as a marginalized group. And some of the social injustice that these groups face, discrimination, maybe ageism, gender, sexuality, or stereotyping. The work is really around the social justice standards, which are comprised of 4 domains: identity, diversity, justice, and action. So for identity, the participants will work in groups that are assigned a specific marginalized identity. In terms of diversity, these participants will develop an understanding of the similarities and differences among the identity groups. As far as justice is concerned, the participants will witness or experience specific examples of social injustice in a virtual reality. And this example or experience that they have is meant to promote action, where the participants will collaborate to develop and carry out a plan to address the social injustice that they experienced. As far as the procedure is concerned, I tried to break down STEAM into the acronym and think about how it really hits on each area. So for science, this addresses a socio-scientific issue. As far as technology is concerned, they will be using a virtual reality space or using existing tech to maybe help solve the problem that they are encountering. They could potentially develop a technology to support the social injustice or stopping the social injustice. As far as the arts are concerned, this is definitely a humanitarian effort that's focusing on social issues. And for math, I think a lot can be used in this area. An quick example is just recognizing a relationship between fractions and decimals by analyzing the data. That's just based on 4th grade standards, but it can go all the way up to adult levels. The participants will work in humanitarian groups that are assigned a specific marginalized identity to support. They will meet in this virtual reality space as a humanitarian team, and they'll have a mission where they are going to support members of this marginalized group complete a real-world task. And throughout the mission, they're going to face real-world scenarios of social injustice that these marginalized group members typically face. The scenarios will inhibit their ability to complete the task efficiently, or in some cases, complete the task at all. And participants will then plan and carry out collective action to address the injustice that they witness. Overall, I think that STEAM could be used to approach or bring awareness to social justice issues in the world. And I just leave with this quote: "When you know better, you do better," by Maya Angelou. I think that students need to be aware of the social injustices that exist in the world and understand that they have a role in making change on a micro or a macro